wanted to welcome everybody to another HPN MyExpert live webinar. Very excited about today's topic. We're going to be talking about, we're covering something that we haven't covered in detail much, which is CreativeStudio. Very, very cool process. Now, if you are hoping to create a face mask using another software, well, you can go to the replay. You could watch the replay of our webinar that I think we did 2 weeks ago, where I showed you guys how to do all that stuff in like Photoshop and things like that. But yeah, but today we're doing it in Sawgrass CreativeStudio. As you can see, I'm already logged in. By the way, that's, if any of you guys can read that, Jared at eNet Shops. You guys shoot me an email if you want. I'm already logged in. So what you would do is, actually, we could sign out. All you're going to do is just click this sign in button. Now, if you haven't signed in yet, you'll need to create an account. It's going to want some info from you. You don't need to own a Sawgrass printer to use Sawgrass CreativeStudio. However, when you want to print it, you will need to print through your Sawgrass printer. I already have an account. This is if you need to create one. So I'm going to go to sign in, and this is me, Jared at enetshops.com, and you cannot see my password. We're here, sawgrassinc.com. I'm logged in, and I'm going to go straight up here to the top left, and I'm going to click on CreativeStudio. Boom, you see that? CreativeStudio. And it's going to ask me to start a creation. Scroll down. You can see I had a little practice. All right, I was already starting on some face masks. But if you haven't made anything in Sawgrass CreativeStudio just yet, you're not going to see this. So let's just pretend that's not there. The recent creations. Now you see it's going to open from some of the most popular items out there. Now your pals at Heat Press Nation, we carry a good amount. We literally have hundreds and hundreds of sublimation blanks, but the truth is there are thousands and thousands of blanks out there. And what's cool about Sawgrass CreativeStudio is that they have templates for like everything, like so many things they have templates for. Really, really cool. And yeah, so we're diving in. So again, we're making a face mask today, and these are just kind of the most popular ones. You got phone cases, tumblers, blah blah blah. But I'm going to go to start creating because my template that I want is not here. I'm not doing any of these. I'm doing a face mask. I'm going to go to start, click on start creating, and this is where things get real gnarly real fast, but gnarly in a good way. All right, if you're from California, you know that gnarly could be bad and gnarly can be good. This is gnarly in a good way. So it's going to open up with blank products. You see here on the left, we're in blank products. There's a couple different tabs here on the left. And I guess I should give you guys just a little overview of CreativeStudio, right? So this is Sawgrass CreativeStudio. This is a free web-based design program that's really, really cool. Some of you guys might be tuning in just for the fun of it, so you're not really sure what CreativeStudio is. This is free. This design space design program is free for everybody, but you can only, when you send your items to print, it's only going to print on your Sawgrass printer. So just heads up on that. And also, and I should mention your Sawgrass printer with Sawgrass inks. So I know some people having some troubles or trying to hack their printers. Sorry guys, you got to be using Sawgrass, authentic Sawgrass products, which honestly is best for you overall, because that's the only way you're going to guarantee to get your best prints possible. Okay, Sawgrass CreativeStudio here. Now this, actually, this is worthless right now because we don't have any objects or anything here. So we'll circle back to this area. But on the top you have a grid, which is going to evenly divide your workspace. So you know you can, it really helps you with centering stuff, understanding your proportions, things like that, guidelines. For other products, the guidelines will kind of show you where your print area is and where like the cutoff is. So on a blank space, the guidelines, they're more, I should say they're more useful on other products, which we'll get to. Select all is when you have a bunch of stuff on there, which I guess we'll circle back to later. Undo, we all mess up. Undo button's right there. Trash is if you have an object that you don't want on your workspace anymore, you just trash it. Start new is when you've just gone down a rabbit hole of trashy designs and you hate it and you just want a blank slate. Boom, start new. And of course, we'll be getting into all this in detail as we go along. All right, so to get started, and again, look at this. There's tons of blank products that they have templates for. So cool. And sometimes you just want to get right into it. So instead of filtering through all of these, trying to find the mask, I'm just going to click right here where it says search blanks, and I'm going to type mask. Boom. And you can see here, there's a couple different masks they have options for. Some face masks, as you'll see here in the preview, they're the kinds that like fold in half right up there's like a big crease in the middle, they fold in half. Ours, I'm gonna go with face mask large today. Because, you guys can see me on camera. Remember this mask that we did last, I think it was 2 weeks ago? Oh, I have headphones on, but I did a starry night. Look at that. You know the painting? This is a large face mask, and the back, you know, you see it kind of more closely resembles what we're working on today. So we have our face mask, and what's cool is that it preloaded the face mask here, so you kind of have a preview, and I could turn the grid off, I could turn the guidelines off if I want to. So now you guys kind of see what the grid and the guidelines, you could toggle them on and off if you want a good look at what you're making. And then over here on the right, product details. So dimensions 5.5 inches, which is going to be the top to bottom, by 13.38 inches, which does include the ear loops. All right, this area right here, I believe the actual pressing area, the template area, I want to say is about 8 inches or so. Now, this is going to work great if we're just going to assume that our face mask, which I don't think this exact one does, we're going to assume that our face mask fits this template fits it perfectly already. Stick around, we're going to show you how to make a custom template size for when it does. But first things first, we're going to kind of show you around. Here's what's cool. I'm going to go to creations. All right, you see on the left tab, creations, and I've already made a folder of designs that I've made. So I can preload, it's web-based, so since I'm doing a webinar and in a web-based, it might be just a hair slow, and that's my internet's fault. So you can see I preloaded this on here. So I don't deselect, there we go. Turn off the grid, turn off the guidelines. So you can see I have this background, and I have a little text that says, if you could read this, you're too close. And there's a zoom button down here so I can get really close. There we go. You could probably see my graphic a little bit better. I could change the font if I want. I could change what it says. If you want to be really self-promoting, make a cool face mask and then just put your company website on it. Because the face mask that I've made, every time I go out in public with one of my cool face masks, people are like, dude, that's a cool mask. That's a cool mask. Where'd you get it? Where'd you get it? And I tell them, oh, I make it at work. But you know, you could do that. You could put your text on there. You could make the text bigger if you want to. You can see here we have a size toggle button, and maybe I just don't want the WW, so I could fit it there, right? You see that? Now in the preview, it does look slight. It's like a hair pixelated. That's just because it's a preview that's generated here online for you to see how it looks. The final product, it is going to come out really, really nice looking. And this background I got here from Creative Studio, which we're going to get to in a minute, you could add other stuff. I kind of like this cool floral print. And maybe that's all you want. Maybe you don't even want that. So maybe you want to get rid of your text. Click on the text and just hit trash. Boom. And I just have a really cool floral print. Like sometimes less is more, you know? You can see here there's another one that I made. Everything, all the fonts, all the backgrounds, everything is from Creative Studio. Masks are punk. Some people are trying to like think that you're tough if you don't wear a mask. Well, I don't know. I think you're kind of tough if you do. Masks are hardcore. And so I don't want any creations. So let me see if I go and oh no, I don't want to do that. So now here's the thing. If you open up a creation, it's going to replace whatever you're working on. So if you want to go back to, you're like, I kind of want a blank slate. We're going to go back to blank products, mask, and face mask large. And you can see it kind of brought over some of the stuff from the previous thing that I was working on. So just make sure that when you're working on something and you want to save it, hit the save button over here. We'll go over that in a second. Okay, so we're gonna get into it here. Creations, we already covered creations. Designs. Okay, so you'll see across a lot of these designs, there's a little hash that says premium on it. That means that the folder contains premium items. Anyways, so you see how there's Christmas right here. All these designs are ready to go. All these graphics are ready to go. So those are not in English, which is cool. Sawgrass International Company. Oh, there we go, Slate All Day. So I'm going to click on Slate All Day. And there we go. I'm going to select all, and I'm going to resize them. Now, the select all is important when you want to resize everything. All right. So select all. We're going to go to objects. Now, what's cool about this is, okay, I don't want to select all anymore. There we go. So what's cool about this is you can adjust the elements on these free designs. So check it out. Oops. If you want to change Slate All Day, right? What you could do is you could change the fill color. Oh, yeah. Okay, there's lots of stuff going on here. You can give it an embroidered look, a laser gold look. We're just going to go full color. And then there's a fill color button. Actually, let's click that. We're going to click on fill color. And so you could really customize the living heck out of your designs. Change the fill color. Boom. You could change the color of the sleigh. You could make it whatever color you want. So this is what's cool about the pre-made graphics, is that you could customize them to your specific needs. But Christmas is not here yet, so I'm going to trash that. I think you have to trash it one at a time. I'm just going to start new. There we go. You can click this, right? Select all, so I could resize it. And then just put someone else's name on there. I don't know why you'd want your name on the mask, but anyway, so that's what's really cool. They have all these designs. Now, here's what I like. So maybe you don't want to use a pre-made design, but you want to create your own stuff. Elements. We're going to start with backgrounds. And all of these backgrounds are completely free. They're royalty free. They're licensed. So, okay, here's something that's kind of common, unfortunately, is a lot of folks are going to go to, Google image search and find a background and steal it. If you're not paying for it, if it's not licensed for your use, for commercial use, you're stealing it. There's no other way around that. But what Sawgrass has done, which is so, so cool, is they've paid their artists, they've taken care of the licensing, and they allow this for your royalty-free commercial use. So let's say we want to do a Tiger King. I don't know, is Tiger King even cool anymore, right? You want to make a Tiger King mask, dude, the background is right there. And I don't want this there. Oh, there we go. I think you have to trash one at a time. There's also other just cool patterns, right? There's cool patterns on there that you don't like that one. There's really just a ton. So you see all these different just cool color patterns and backgrounds and things that you could use to create your graphic. Like, I don't even know what this one is. I just clicked it. Oh, that's pretty neat. Anyway, so there's so many. And by the way, look on the bottom. This is just one page. There are 9 pages of really cool. Now here page, we're in the kind of the more seasonal. Christmas is coming up soon. I feel like the holidays are just around the corner. Like quarantine, it's funny. It's like the days are so long, but the months are so short. Like I feel like we're barely in April right now, and nope, it's August. So anyway, so we have these cool patterns, and again, these like I could spend all day going through the free elements, just because I think it's such a valuable tool to freshen up your designs, make your stuff look cool. They got some cool. Oh, they got. See, I didn't even know these were here. Pretty rad floral patterns, right? and they're free for you to use. You could make as much money you want sawing masks with this pattern. That's the cool thing about Sawgrass. They have all this stuff that's already licensed for use. And not only do they have backgrounds, backgrounds are just one thing. Design graphics, what do we got here? There's like whole categories of like, okay, oh cool, we have like this the Chinese zodiac, I think, right here. Very, very cool. There's just tons and tons. You just keep scrolling. There's 10 pages of elements here, which some of them are probably a little more useful than others, depending on, you know, maybe you're working for a barber or something. Oh, you know, sorry, you don't drag. You just click it, and it'll get resized. Oh, sorry. That's another cool thing. Clear white. What it does is it allows you to remove white from the background. I think I'm going the wrong way. I have to go this way. Oh, click a point. Duh. I was doing it wrong. So you just click on the points that you want to do. Actually, oops. So reset. Sorry. I do want the white in there, but not in here. Dude, check that out. Look how easy that was to remove that background. So now I'm going to save it. There we go. So maybe you have a barber who wants a cool floral background mask. Oh, you have it there. There's really so many awesome things. I'm just going to, for the fun of it, type barber. Maybe it won't come up. I have no idea. I have not done that search before. So, okay, I don't know. Maybe they're not specifically labeled for barber. It's just scissors. But we're going to go back to elements. And there's so many categories. Animals, right? So all this really cool free clip art is here. It's ready for you. It's ready for your creativity. Oh, if they have a corgi, my wife is going to flip. Let's see. See, I haven't even gone through all these, but man, look at all these different dog breeds, making custom stuff for your dogs. And again, these can be used for anything. Like right now, we're using it for face masks, but really you could use these for anything. Oh, that's kind of like my dog. I have a Rottweiler, but she's mixed with a Bull Terrier. So there's no way I'm going to find an exact match anywhere. Clear white. Let's see. Clear that. Clear that. Save it. Oh, see, that's cool. That's cool. So I don't want, let's say I don't want these scissors anymore. Gonna trash those. Maybe I want a different background. Or maybe I just want everyone to know that I have a cool Roddy. Anyways, so many cool stuff. So many different design elements, right? And then also text. That's the one other thing that I did want to show you guys today, which is very cool. So I'm gonna bring this down. Uploaded. You can upload font. If you have a font on your computer, you could upload it to your Creative Studio. I don't know where my fonts are all saved to, so I'm going to skip that step. But in Creative Studio, there are tons of fonts. There are 10 pages of fonts. Actually, no, I'm sorry. There are more than 10 pages because that's just going through the C's. Geez, look at all these fonts. Just page after page of some of the most popular, cool looking fonts ever. Oh, Metal Mania. There we go. That's what I want. So I wanted to say Roddy Dad, because that's me. And I'm kind of heavy metal, right? Or I'd like to pretend that I am. So here we go. And this is something that I just made right now. And then we can go back to the backgrounds. Maybe I'll find a cool sort of, I don't know. I don't think there's a category that just says punk rock. So there we go. So what I did was I got the background and I sent it backwards. And I bring it up, it's going to block that. So if something's blocking something else, you just change the order. You can either send it back, click on it, send it back, send it forward. Oh, there it goes. There we go. So now I have this really cool Roddy Dad metal whatever, right? A couple of things you could do. Maybe I want this to be centered. I'm pretty good at eyeballing center, not gonna lie. But you know, if it's not centered, objects you could center. Yeah, scale. I could make it bigger right here if I wanted to. Also, with the Roddy Dad, I could change this to be any color I want. If I wanted to be super metal, there we go, right? And then another thing, there's an outline color here. You can kind of change. I don't know if you can see that. It's a very fine detail. Yeah. You can adjust the stroke on your outline. I could rotate it if I wanted to, except I don't want to. So I gotta get it back. There we go. You can arc it, which is another cool feature. That arcing text is not as easy as it should be if you're in like Photoshop or something like that. So being able to arc your text like that is very cool. Right there, click of a button. I can add a stroke to it if I want to, which I kind of do. And so now this mask is looking cooler and cool. Well, some of you guys might not like it. I don't care. For me, because I'm a Roddy Dad, for me, it's pretty neat. And for the sake of this, oh, sorry, one more thing. So this Roddy Dad, I'm actually going to save this. I'm going to show you how to save it. And it's going to go into my face masks folder. And you can create a new folder if you want to. What should the new category be called? I'm going to call this one webinar samples, right? Click OK. Let's just go for webinar samples. I'm going to call it Roddy. There we go. Okay. So we're going to go to galleries. We're going to go to my images. So I'm going to upload image right here. Oh, I believe I have a JPEG saved. So, oh, this is cool. You can incorporate directly from Instagram. You could print out your Instagram stuff, but I'm just going to click upload. It's on my desktop here. Sample images, and then, oh, this is cool. This is an original design. So this is something that I made in Photoshop. I'm going to hit save. It's going to upload. So this is something that I made, and sorry, I know people are going to ask, sorry, you cannot have this print file. This one's mine. Made it myself. And as you can see, this is a testament to how slow my internet is. And so people are asking how to do images, maybe something you've already created. So I'm going to go to galleries, my images. Now I did just upload this. You guys just saw that. So I'm going to click on this. And it's going to import it directly in there. You guys can see. Now this is something that I made in Photoshop. All right. So you might have designs. Customers may have designs that they already have, right? And they just want you to put it on a mask for them. So this is something you can see. So I can kind of drag it to where I want it. And that's about where it should be. It's a cool Spider-Man mask. And if I wanted to, I could just save it. So it's already sized up. But maybe I don't want this. Maybe somebody sent me upload. Maybe somebody sent me their save. Oh, that was fast. Jeez, maybe my Spider-Man mask was just too big of a file. So let's get rid of the Spider-Man mask. And maybe they just sent you their logo. They say, hey, I just want my business logo on a mask. Boom. I need 50 of them. For those people, you might want to give them a slight discount. But this is an easy job right here because you're just going to import it onto the mask, hit print, and you're in business. So this is easier, and you might want to even consider that. If you don't have to do any design work, like you're just going to, boom, drag a logo onto a blank mask. They're cool with they're cool with the white background. If you don't have to do any design work other than just dragging an image onto a template, maybe cut them a little bit of break on pricing, but you still have the labor, materials. You don't want to go too cheap. Again, $8, that's like, dude, please do not do anything less than $8 a mask. Like that's just, you're hurting yourself, you're losing money basically. There we go. I'm gonna go back to my Roddy Dad and I'm gonna print it. Okay, so now here's the cool part. Right here in the top right corner, I'm gonna send it to print. Check it out. Here's what's cool. Let's say you're on vacation or whatever, or you're not near your computer, you're somewhere else, as long as your Sawgrass printer is plugged in to your main computer. So you see here, here's a list of different ones. If I click this button right here and I send it to Jared PC, that's my office PC. It'll send it to print on my office PC. I'm at home, and this is because I keep, I was testing, so I plugged in a bunch of different, I plugged in the printer a bunch of times. Right here, this last one, I sent it to my MacBook Pro, and I'm pretty sure this one is going to send it to my local. So I'm on my MacBook right here, right? You can kind of arrange the graphics here. Auto, letter, all these settings. Actually, color mode, I do prefer vivid color mode. All right. And product, it's a textile. It's going on a mask, paper. Even though I'm using TextPrint XPHR, I'll just go TextPrint R. And oh no, sorry, graphic. These are my settings. You could go with the defaults, and honestly, it's going to look really, really good. These are just the settings that I prefer. And yeah, I'm going to show you what it looks like with the bleed line. You don't usually need the bleed line. If your background is completely white, then you will need the bleed line. I'm going to print it with a bleed line just in case. And I'm going to send it to print. So here's what's going to happen when you send it to print. It's going to come up. Now, I did click the option to include the bleed lines, which is just going to put a square around it so you know where to trim it. Honestly, I do not recommend that per se. I don't recommend it. In fact, let's cancel it and we'll do it again the right way. Let's hope I remember which one was the, did I select? I think I selected, shoot. Bleed lines, don't want bleed lines. Send it to print. There's so many pros to this that, I mean, all the free designs, all the free software, that to me, it's definitely worth it, especially if you're just getting started and maybe you don't have time to learn Photoshop, or you don't, you've already, you made your investment into the Sawgrass equipment and you're not ready to purchase Photoshop, or, whatever the case is. Here we go. So now I'm actually going to send this to print. I usually change my color mode to vivid, and my material, I usually, oh, it's already set. Perfect. Layout is fine. I only want one copy of this. Color vivid, and I'm ready to print. So I'm going to send this to print, and it should just be a second. Last thing I do want to show you, you can either click Creative Studio up here, click this little icon of Creative Studio, start a creation. It's going to say choose from our selection of popular products below, search blank products, or create a custom canvas. Man, I almost forgot this. So we're going to click create a custom canvas. I don't know about you guys, but I prefer inches over millimeters. And here's what's going to happen. Let's say you have a mask that doesn't fit the Sawgrass template, which is fine. There's lots of different masks out there. This is why you always want to have a ruler at all times. So what you're going to do is you're going to measure your mask. This mask is 8 inches wide, and it is about 5.5 inches high, right? So what I'm going to do is, for my width, I'm going to give myself a little bit of extra bleed. So I'm actually going to put 8.4 wide. It's kind of an arbitrary number. It depends on how much bleed you like to have. And on height, it measures 5.5, so I'm actually going to go 5.9. I'm going to hit create, and this is it. This is my new template, where I could fill it in, elements, so everything is still going to go. It's still going to work. I could load in whatever I always drag it. You just click it and it'll load. There it goes. See, I knew I was just a little slow. Oh, see, there's the second one. So I'm going to align center, align middle. There you go. Filled it out. So now if I wanted to print this on my mask, I could, and that's how you make your own custom mask template. It's that easy. I thank you guys. If you guys have any questions about Creative Studio, please feel free to shoot us an email, support@heatpressnation.com. have fun in Creative Studio. I really encourage you to just get in there, check out all the free awesome stuff. I mean, Creative Studio is really awesome. Unfortunately, I didn't have enough time to cover Go Exchange and Go Expression, but you're going to go to heat.press/webinar replay. I'm not sure if I was showing my screen right now or not. It's going to take you to our channel, all of our past webinars, and it's going to take you to go here, Go Make Money with Sawgrass. Great explanation of the Go platform. Super cool way to make money with your design, stuff that you make in Creative Studio. You don't even need print equipment to make money off of it. And if you do have print equipment, you could make money. It's really awesome. And I apologize, I didn't have enough time today on the webinar to cover that. But really, you're going to want to just go straight to the webinar replay. So go over there again, heat.press/webinar replay. It's going to take you to all of our past webinars, training webinars, and you can learn a lot of cool stuff. If you want to see how to make face masks from Photoshop, you can do that right here, the how to customize sublimation face masks. Yeah, lots of cool stuff. All right, I tend to ramble. I'm actually really surprised there's no more ice in my iced coffee, but my coffee made it to the end, so I'm going to finish this, and I wish you guys have a very great week. It's Monday. Get at it. Get creating, and let's just knock this week out of the park. Yeah, fam? All right, guys. It's been a pleasure. I will see you around.